Alright, what's going on? So this is character creation for Scum. It's going to start you out with your main attributes up here. The first one is strength, which is pretty much the most important one. It determines your carry weight, it also determines how much kick weapons have, and how fast you can open lockers with crowbars, and how hard you can hit with melee weapons. Next, you have your constitution, which determines how fast you get infections or if you get infections, your food and water consumption, and also your stamina and how fast it drains or not. Dexterity determines how fast you do things like running, reloading, and different things like that. Intelligence determines how fast you level your other skills up, like all your skills, which is in the next section. If I plan on staying in a server for a long period of time, I usually just leave all these three because dexterity, constitution, and strength can be built up, but it takes a really long time to do that. So you really have to have some time to be able to invest in actually doing that. If I was just going to join the server just to do some PvP, um, running around and fighting, I would lower dexterity down to 2, and constitution down to 2, and bring my strength up to 5. Because this is really going to reduce your recoil and, like I said, help you hit harder and everything like that. You can also change the looks of your character down here, you know, all this different stuff. And hit next. This stuff is all cosmetic. I usually don't mess with it. Next. Alright, here's where your skills are. Alright, here are your strength-based skills, which you have more of because you have invested more into strength. Brawling is punching, useless. Rifles, this reduces your kick when shooting your rifle-based guns, and rifles includes shotguns and Uzis and all that other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put that at advanced. Melee weapons, they do level up slow, but you don't really need these except for puppets because you don't really do too much melee when it comes to PvP. So I would increase the handgun, which is self-explanatory, as much as I can for the rest of your points. Archery levels up really quick. Again, it's only against the zombies that are running around the map. Alright, your next skill set is Constitution. You're running. I would max that as much as you can because that determines how fast you run. Endurance, it determines your stamina gain and how much you use your stamina. So you'll run fast, but you'll stop frequent. Dexterity, solely based on PvPing. I would leave Thievery alone because Thievery is for lock picking, but the iron locks, the rusted locks, the easiest ones at police stations are easy to pick even without this skill. So you can level this up as you go. You really only need it if you're going to be lock picking other players' vehicles and bases, which is extremely hard to do and takes hours of practice. Driving, you slide less whenever you level this up. Demolitions is for bombs. Motorcycling, self-explanatory. Stealth, for PvP purposes, I would take that up as much as I can to reduce the noise while you sneak. Aviation is for planes, which, you know, unless you've been unless you know what you're doing, you're probably not getting a plane. And then intellect skills, for PvP purposes, I would max out awareness. This helps you see other players that are trying to hide and camouflage, and also if you're looting stuff, you have a higher chance of actually finding things while you're looting. Sniping is self-explanatory. You get to hold your breath longer whenever you're aiming down the scope. Camouflage, you get to make yourself invisible to others, but you could just lay down in a bush for hours to level that up. Survival, that'll actually give you a compass when you level that up. These level up fairly quickly, honestly. Cooking, self-explanatory. Engineering, a higher engineering skill you have, the less materials it takes to build things for like base building and stuff like that. Medical, when you're bandaging yourself up, it'll you get C1, C2, C3, C4 wounds, and you use rags to heal yourself. Well, it takes a lot more rags if you have lower medical skill. Higher medical skill, you may only take 1 or 2. And then farming, self-explanatory, grow crops, stuff like that. And that is pretty much it. So this is a good PvP setup right here. 5 strength, 2 con, 2 dex, 3 intel, rifles max, get you some handgun skills in there, stealth, running, and all the way awareness, and you're good to go. Hit create, and then rock and roll. Enable, sure. I don't know, I'm not sure what it does, but might as well hit yes. And good luck.